question for you here. This one's from Deborah, and Deborah asks, how do you retain clients? Nice, short and sweet question there. How do you retain clients?
Fabulous. Well, look, there's such a strong need now with business owners to become a lot more savvy with how they work with their customers. I mean, you and I both know that we don't even need to go into a shop if we wanted to purchase anything. If we're shopping online, we've got a plethora of companies who are most probably selling a similar product. So the difference is going to be, why would I buy from you not just once, but come back for more repeat business? And more I see a trend with companies where they need to move away from being what I call product-centric. Product-centric is where they almost kind of sit back on their laurels and go, hey, I've got the best product. I don't need to try that hard because everyone's just going to flock to me, whether you're a service industry or a product industry, because you're still selling something. The big trend now and the big demand that customers are asking for is they want to be treated as a person first rather than just a number on a database or a number in a retail environment. So I talk about going from being product-centric to what I call customer-centric. Now, customer-centric means that you actually have in the forefront of your mind with everything you do, what does your customer want from you? Where most people build a product and then go, oh, we should find a market for this. Where if they started the other way around and went, well, who's our market? Do some research, do surveys, ask those questions, what do you actually want? Then you're able to target your product a lot more specifically to your niche. And like we'll talk further on about niche, but you're not wanting to try and capture all of the market. You want to capture the segment of the market which you know that you can really specifically identify and serve their needs. So first of all, find out what they want. I'm a big believer, find out what your customer wants and then give it to them. Fastest way to build clients and retain clients is through doing this. So it's really easy when you know what your customers' needs are to make sure that you're fulfilling those and keeping them happy. So retaining clients will be doing things like once you know you're delivering products that meet their needs, making sure you've got some more touch points with them, not just when you're invoicing them or when you're wanting to push more product, even if you don't think it's pushing. But, I'd be sending out little things to your clients at least every 90 days, depending on your business model. Though if you're doing a lot of online marketing strategies, the cycle is a lot shorter. But I'd be making sure I'm mixing it up. So it's not just sending out information about a product. It might be a free gift. You might have done a JV with another company whose product or services really fits your target market. So you want to do little things that create wow factor for your clients. So they don't just think of you when they need you, they think of you when they don't need you, but whenever they're also talking to other friends as well. So it's creating that wow factor, it's making them feel special, it's going that extra mile for them, not because you have to, but because you know that if you build that relationship, it'll be what we call a win-win. And for me, that's definitely being customer-centric.
Just some examples of that is I'm always talking to my clients and followers about adding value, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right? So, an example of that, a simple example of that is little surprise things as well, giving them things that are unexpected. Like the other day, even just going to a coffee shop the other day, being Christmas, they put a little Santa chocolate on the side of the coffee, and it was unexpected. Yeah. But I took a photo of it and I put it on Facebook because I thought, you know what, it's such a tiny thing, but it was adding value, and it made me go, oh, you know what, I'll come back to this place as well. And for example, if you're an online business, maybe you create a short video that's a tip that's relevant to something that's going on at the time.
And that's where JVs are really important. Like I know a coach who partnered up with a local cafe because he met with a lot of his clients in that cafe or that area. So he said to the cafe owner, look, why don't we do a JV? I'm going to bring most of my clients here for our sessions, but what can you do to add value to them? So then the cafe owner said, yep, we can give you a discount, give you special coffee cards, etc. So even though it was for this coach's client, the cafe owner understood that he could add massive value to the coach because the coach was adding massive value to him. So I would also be looking at who else can you be building in your power team of JVs who could also add value to your database, whether it's online or it's face-to-face. I mean, retailers now particularly have to really lift their game more than any area I find in sales, because retailers are struggling more because we don't need to go into a shop anymore. We can practically buy everything online, and they're relying on sexy shop fittings or fancy lights to be the draw card for customers. But I'm sorry, it's just not working.
I went into a shop to buy a specific item. I went to ask them what it was. They were so rude, and it was across the road from my office. I walked out of my office, I Googled it, and I purchased it online 30 minutes later.
Yeah, and people are demanding more and more for service, so I never underestimate the value of strong service to increase sales, because even if you're not competitive on price, I still know a lot of people who'll spend slightly more money in a place where they know they'll get better value or better service rather than always just looking for a discounted price. So, I know that everyone's got this myth that it's always about price, but it's so not true. You see many examples of where retailers will shoppers will actually go spend a little bit more. I mean, the iPhone 4, there's a lot of debate about iPhones. Yes, they're cool, they're sexy, they've got very chic marketing. I'm currently just reading Steve Jobs' book, but you ask someone who has an Android phone and they'll say, no, Android is better. But when you go into an Apple store, the experience is what really takes the iPhone from being groovy here to like, oh my God, this is the best thing. When I purchased my new Mac in January here at Apple, as I left the store, they stopped all of their sales staff. They all gathered at the entrance of the store and did this big, massive round of applause as I was leaving. And I was like, holy mackerel. And they said, we'd like to congratulate you for buying your first Mac. And I'm like, oh my God. And I've told that story in all my workshops. Oh man, I was like, I bowed down to you, Mac,
Awesome.
and it's the experience, whether or not you think Mac's a beautiful product, it is. It's the experience. So, for me, going back to Deb's question, how do you retain customers? Create wow factor. Think outside the box. Think wow. Obviously you've got to deliver your product or your service, and that has to be of a high standard, but I always think go wow factor. Wow factor will always impress people and they go, I'm coming back for more.